Ability Show live. This week, coming to you from my condo at Sunday River. This week, I want to talk about when it's a good time to take a break. Now, of course, the rides and shows are thrilling, but if you're like me and you cannot go through so much without taking a break now and then, it's super important that you do so. Now, of course, you can find a quiet spot in the parks to just sit down, have a snack, and recollect yourself. Also, it's a good idea to take a break in the middle of the day and go back to your hotel and just chill and maybe even use the pool. And because that even helps as well. That way, you are fully refreshed and ready to do whatever you have planned the rest of the day, or just wing it. So anyway, that's my tip. As always, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disability, let me know in the chat if you're watching this live, or in the comments if you're watching this later, and I'll make sure it gets into a future episode. And now it's time for this week's Top 5. So, when I was younger, I had a really hard time with attractions that were overstimulating. Some were so bad I couldn't go back to them. Like Tough to Be a Buck, thank God that's gone. And sometimes even going down Main Street can be tough. And when I was really young, I sat right in the middle of Main Street. But we do find there are attractions that are sensory friendly. So this week we are hello potato fan. All right, so this week we are going to cover my top 5 sensory friendly attractions. Number 5, the Carousel of Progress. Now this is a great little show. And it's it's nice. It only goes black for like 5 seconds in the 4th of July scene, but it's really good. It it's just a great place to just sit down and recollect yourself. Number 4, Kilimanjaro Safaris. Now in this ride you are just out in the savannah seeing African animals. Nothing too crazy. The vehicle goes at an average speed, which is great. It doesn't go too fast. And you can just look at the animals and it's just calming. Number 3, the Grand Fiesta Tour. Now, this ride in Epcot, it's great. It's a charming little boat ride trying to find Donald in Mexico. And it's it's very relaxing, and you get to look at all these crazy scenes of Panchito and Jose trying to find Donald for the concert. And it's calming. It really is. Number 2, Dumbo the Flying Elephant. Why, thank you, Potato Fan. Make sure you subscribe. So anyway, number 2, Dumbo the Flying Elephant. Now, this is another relaxing ride. You can just ride Dumbo. You can go as high as you want. Of course, when I ride, I just go straight up. But it's very good seeing the sights of Fantasyland and Storybook Circus. It's very fun and very calming. Well, Potato Fan, make sure you subscribe to this channel, all right? And my number one sensory-friendly attraction, the People Mover. Now, this is a great ride where you can just relax and enjoy seeing the sights of Tomorrowland. It 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 only goes pitch black when you go into Space Mountain, but that's for like a few minutes. But other than that, it's very relaxing, and you get to see the sights of Tomorrowland. So anyway, let me know in the chat or in the comments what your favorite sensory-friendly attraction is. And now it is time for Diz or Dat. Now, on both coasts, there is a Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh ride that had taken over the spot of a previous beloved attraction. At Disneyland, it took the place of Country Bear Jamboree, and you board a beehive, and somewhere in the ride, you will find the busts of Buck, Max, and Melvin. Yeah, I can subscribe, Potato Fan, only if you subscribe. And at the Magic Kingdom, it's in Fantasyland, where Mr. Toad was, and you board a honey pot, and in the owl scene, you will see a picture of Mr. Toad handing over the deed of the property to Owl. And of course, in that version of the ride, you got Tigger saying, "I almost bounced right out of the ride." So anyway, let me know in the chat or in the comments what your favorite Pooh ride is. Diz, the Disneyland version, or Dat, the Walt Disney World version. And now it's trivia time. Last week, we asked who was Remy's culinary hero in Ratatouille. The answer was Gusteau. Congratulations if you knew the answer. And now, here is this week's trivia time question. How many puppies did Pongo and Perdita originally have in 101 Dalmatians? Originally. Be the first one in the chat or in the comments with the correct answer, and you will receive 100 cool points. And now it is time to get into the final round of our March Madness tournament. Timmy, you are watching the Diz Ability Show live here on the Big John Network. And now it is time to get into the final round of our March Madness tournament. We started with 16 attractions, and now it is time to see which one will be the 2025 March Madness champion. As always, you can vote in the chat or in the comments. And if you're part of the Big John Network fan, or if you're a part of the Disney Vlog Squad group on Facebook, you can vote there as well. So here is the final matchup of this year's March Madness tournament. It's Star Wars Rise of the Resistance taking on Soarin' Around the World. This is a big one. On one side, you are trying to escape a First Order Star Destroyer. And on the other side, you are on a hang glider soaring over some of the world's most amazing landmarks. So, Potato Fan, does that mean you're voting for Rise of the Resistance? Now, remember, you can vote in the chat or in the comments. And if you're part of the Disney Vlog Squad group on Facebook, you can vote there as well. Voting ends this coming Thursday. And if there is a tie, I am the tiebreaker. So anyway, that's our show. As I said, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat if you're watching this live or in the comments if you're watching this later, and I'll make sure it gets to a future episode. For this week, shout outs, make sure you guys check out my buddy Beth over at Best Disney Adventures. She went live last Monday on St. Patrick's Day from Raglan Road Irish Pub. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. Also, make sure you guys check out my new friends, Mouse Talk. They do great live streams from the parks all the time. Definitely check them out. Also, make sure you guys check out my friend Tamia over at Tamia Smiles. She does great content on her channel and her Instagram. Definitely check her out. Also, make sure you guys check out Justin Scard. He does great videos from the parks and in his Random Land series. Definitely check him out as well. If you haven't subscribed here yet to the Big John Network, what in the Walt Disney World are you waiting for? And ding the bell for notifications so you never miss a second of the fun. And until next time, Kwaherini.